Talk about the fact that this book is called Bevelations. If y'all don't have a copy of it, go ahead and get to Amazon, get on your pre-order, get it right now. It is so good. Bevy, I just want to start first with the people who gave you some praise, some love on the back. You've got Whoopi Goldberg and Pharrell Williams among Elaine Welteroth and Dapper Dan. Did you make some phone calls, or were these people just excited to love on you?
They were really excited to love on me. You know, Pharrell was actually my first ever guest on Bevelations, my radio show. He came in on a Saturday to actually just come on my show, and he's been so gracious and so kind. Whoopi Goldberg has been my fairy godmother since I met her, and she's just been so kind and generous. You know, I guest co-hosted The View, and I'm going to go back on The View for the book and everything, so she's been great and kind. Dapper Dan, of course, is my Harlem brother. He's Harlem's couturier. I'm a fashion girl, so you know we connect on that level. And Elaine, you know, who's now on The Talk, is someone I've known since she first came to New York City when she was just an assistant, and I was kind to her. And she remembers that when she was like on the come up, and I was a big fancy executive, I was gracious. So in the book, I talk a lot about being, developing real relationships, authentic relationships versus just networking and trying to get ahead by having relationships with people who can do something for you.
Right, the what can you do for me attitude instead of how can we get along, how can we relate, who are we to one another. One of the things that I've always loved about you is your parties, right? The way that you will throw a dinner soiree. I've been to a few in New York. There is nothing like it. But for people at home who might be like, why did he just call her mother? Can you explain what the mother moniker might be?
Okay, so Bevelations, lessons from a mother, Auntie Bessie. I break it down like this. Mother is what the boys from Fashion Queens, Derek J. and Miss Lawrence, my former co-host from Bravo's Fashion Queens, that's what they started calling me on set. And then because they started calling me that on the show, lots of people in public, especially the LGBTQIA community, started referring to me as mother, and I absolutely love it. It's such an important community to me in my heart and about the organizations that I like to give my time to. So I was just so happy to be called mother. And then auntie is for all the young girls out there that think of me as the rich auntie or the cool auntie, and I take that all day long. And then bestie is someone like my contemporaries, like a Vivica A. Fox or the fabulous Wendy Williams and different people like that. You know, the girls that we can sit down and have a cocktail and trade war stories with.
Listen, the war stories in this book. Okay, so the first chapter is really kind of broken down into the evolution of a grown-ass woman. And the reason I liked it was, the reason I thought it was the perfect place to start there was because I feel like you have come into this space that you've always owned, right? And that there are lessons in there to be learned, and how you can, in particular, as a Black woman, be owning the space you're in right now.
Yes. You know, I really want to preach self-confidence and self-awareness in this book, you know what I mean? Because I think oftentimes we're looking so much for outside validation, when we won't find it on social media, but that's where people look for it. You know, everyone's obsessed with how many likes they're getting when they post a picture or a video or anything like that. And so for this book, I really wanted to speak to women and men. And you know, I just wanted them to know that, you know what? It doesn't really matter about what the outside world thinks about you. What do you think about you? That's one of the lessons I had to learn. And that was a part of the evolution of a grown-ass woman.
Do you hear me? Okay, wait, we have some photos because you are the queen of a throwback on social media. We got some photos, and there's some that need a little explanation.
Yes, that's a big bet from Uptown right there. I was in Orlando, Florida, at this event, the music industry event called Jack the Rapper, and it was where all the rappers hung out and everything. And I was there, you know, dipping and diving and doing the damn thing. And that's where I was hanging out with Puffy and Biggie and Suge Knight and all kinds of nefarious characters. Yes, and that was a really fun lifestyle.
You have seen so much. The stories in this book are so rich. I wondered, if these are the ones that made it in the book, what did you keep out of the book?
I kept a lot of things out, including names. I refused to name names of famous people I slept with, and I also refused to name names of famous people that I've had tussles with. So, you know, I think that's in the book I say that I'm going to save that for when I get a little older, maybe around 85 or something. I'll do a Quincy Jones and
You gonna name names like Quincy?
I'm doing Quincy Jones and Tell It All.
Listen, Bevelations is available everywhere books are sold. Go get you one and